Live. Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. So nice to meet you again. That was a
Yeah.
long time ago.
I haven't seen you since last time. How are you?
It's nice. I'm also having a cup
Do you have some? Oh, can't try that, but.
with nothing inside, but I will fix that. I will put something inside my cup as well. So have you been up to since the last 5 seconds I talked to you?
I drank some coffee.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Are you?
Um, water, water. But it kind of tastes like coffee because I had coffee in this one 6 hours ago, and
Ah,
it still have this little
it's nice. It's very
little
nice.
little taste of coffee. Yes, it's nice.
Hmm.
Very good.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, there's probably a little bit of this inside as well.
What have you been doing with that? I mean, a
I've
normal
been sold.
person would build stuff together, but
What do you mean? Doesn't everyone just have 1 kilo of lead on his
yeah.
table?
I mean, you can get it from AliExpress for like €2. So why not?
Yeah, when it's made out of 0.01% lead and the rest is, I don't know, garbage
It's okay.
or
It's okay.
something. It's nice. It's nice.
It's,
Oh,
it's
yeah, you
nice.
mean, yeah, you see this big roll of lead that they're going to send from China for €1. And then when it arrives, it's like 20 centimeters you get. Oh, that's nice. It's
It's
nice.
very nice. It's very nice.
Actually, not. Actually, not. This one is actually the cool. Here's the cool thing. Okay, it was not 1 kilo. It's 500 gram.
How much did you even buy it in China or did you not?
This one, no.
Oh,
But I can tell you where I bought it.
ah,
If you if you put my stream up on the OBS.
mm-hmm. I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Did
there's
you
some
do it?
porn. Porn. Oh,
Is it done?
porn. Porn. Oh no, no. It's electronic site. Nice.
Okay, nice. Here. I did my research like crazy bananas 4 or 5 years ago or whatever it was, 6. I don't know. And I bought this one, but I have the gray one because it looks more professional. Although the blue and yellow one is the more iconic
It's like,
version.
yeah, but it creates instant eye cancer. If you look at this color scheme, it's kind of, I don't know. It's
Yeah, I
like,
know.
it's also,
And it's only 2 buttons, which is clearly only for design purpose. It doesn't have any practical purpose. You only have an up button, but you don't have a down button.
nice. That's
It's nice.
makes
It's
perfect
nice. You have to
sense, right?
cycle through every setting you go through, which is kind of retarded. But at the end, you only use it on and off, kind of anyway. So it doesn't really make any difference.
No, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Not too bad. So
Hmm.
yeah, I bought it here. But here's the good thing. This site was like, I would say maybe 20% cheaper than anywhere else you can find it.
Mm-hmm.
And Hakko have a problem because they have a lot of fake copies sold, especially from China and crap.
Ah, yeah, of
But
course.
this one, so I checked it. This one is totally legit. This one is
Oh yeah,
the real
oh
deal.
yeah, oh yeah. Not bad, not bad. When did you buy
No,
it?
yeah, and then, here comes the cool thing. I bought this one, and then I bought 250 gram of lead, but they didn't have it, so they only had 500, and I got it for free. So happy days. That's what I'm gonna say. Good, huh?
Hmm.
Okay, now you can switch back to my face again, which is pretty.
Yeah, it's nice. Okay, I'll switch you back. No, there we are. Good. Yeah.
Good,
So,
good, good. Oh yeah, that
um,
was just the side track
sidetrack.
ish.
Sidetrack.
Yes.
So, what kind of stuff do we have going for today?
Today,
Today,
today, today. Well, I guess we
I
can
have to.
start there. Who want to start? You want to start about the second or the first?
No, you
On
can
the second
start. You
point.
were busy anyway,
Yeah.
so it's
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I've been busy. I've been busy.
busy.
This is what I look. I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it here. One second. This is a nice little box I made.
It is. Wow. It's an MCP.
It's an MCP panel.
And
A
it looks
Boeing
really nice.
737-800 series aircraft.
That looks nice. Yeah,
Very
perfect.
nice.
Yeah. You always have to fly at 30,000 feet, huh?
Oh yeah, he only goes in one direction, so it's very easy.
Mm-hmm.
You can only land in one runway, heading 040, and the course must be 0. So it's a lot of crosswind when you land
Yeah,
and take
well,
off.
it keeps it easy anyway, so it's not.
Yeah,
it's
and
not
250 knots from takeoff to landing. Constantly. Well, here's the funny thing. It's made of a nice high quality box from Amazon. Inside, actually, I will. I have some pictures. I have some pictures. If you go in, maybe it's easier if you.
Should I switch back?
I can do it. Yeah, okay. You can switch back.
Yeah, I can switch it back.
You can switch back, and then I go into here. There.
The screen is black on this side.
That's weird. It says I'm streaming.
Okay.
Should I, is it black?
Yeah, let me try again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's black. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I can bring up the photos. Let's see if it's still. Yeah, it's still black. What the hell?
Yeah, that looks very black actually.
It does, huh? Maybe this. What kind of is it? The browser, right? The ones. Did you went to the browser or something like that?
Yeah.
Huh.
Went to the browser again.
That's strange. If you double click on browser and then press OK again, maybe it works.
Well, wait. I stopped the stream and then I start the stream again. 1 second.
Okay. I just switch back to the main camera.
Well, apparently it takes a second. Maybe.
Maybe, call me maybe.
No, that's.
It's a broken.
OBS is free, and there's probably a reason why it's free, right?
Oh.
Close the program.
But I'm sure you have it on your phone. Maybe you can show there. Like old school.
Old school.
Old school.
We can do like this. Yeah, okay, we do like increase brightness.
Increase descent.
Okay, here is the picture with everything it's not assembled yet.
Ah, yeah, I can see an Arduino and switches.
The button, it's really bad quality, but anyway, you can see there. Here's like a little switch and 300 million cables. And in that mess, there's one Arduino Mega 2560 or whatever it's called. Anyway, the Mega version. Which has the USB. It can be detected straight away as a USB.
Oh yeah, that's onboard
device, like a joystick device or something, which is really cool. And then, well, I was going to show one thing. Anyway, if you're going to simvim.com.
I can do that.
Yeah, you can do that. You can put it up on the screen.
It's sim something. Sim what?
Simvim.
Vim, like Vim.
Vim with just V, not W.
SimVim. Let me have a look. Yes, I have. I just need to switch over my OBS to the browser. And now you see a other browser than the one I need. Let me just check that. Yeah, there it is. That's the right one. And yeah, it's on the screen.
Cool. Me personally, I don't like to read 300 man pages to to do this kind of stuff. So, but no worries. If you don't like it, you don't need it. Basically, you only need to know that you need an Arduino Mega, and that's it. And then you just connect whatever you need to connect. If you need to connect switches, whatever you need, you can just connect them to kind of any pins to your Arduino, whatever you have available. Basically, well, you can't really break anything, so it's easy. So if it doesn't work, you just switch your little the pins on your buttons and whatever, and it will work. And you don't need to write any code at all. That's a nice thing.
Yeah, that's
because
nice.
you have the configurator right there on the web page, on the second menu thing there.
Let me just check.
On the page.
Second menu, it's configurator, yeah.
Yeah, and here like everything is pre-programmed. So on that page, you see if you look in the middle, you have aircraft specific layouts.
I broke the website. 1 moment. Stand by, yeah.
Nice.
Say again. I fix it again. I fix it for them. That's how I am, you know. Easy. Same there, configurator.
Did you see it? Okay, yeah. Configurator, and then you have aircraft specific layouts. If you go down a little bit there.
Yes, I do. I see.
Okay, so and there you can click Boeing 737X, for example.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can see the flight deck.
Which I believe is exactly matched to the CBO version of the 737X for X-plane.
Right. Yeah. Looks pretty.
Yeah, if you click that one, you get all the panels.
Oh yeah.
And then you can go in and click specific right there in the middle. You have the MCP. If you click that one.
Yeah, I just clicked by accidentally on the MCP. Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, and then you just choose one button, or you can flight director switch or whatever you want.
Oh yeah.
Just click, you click it, and then you go to the right to whatever pin you want to put it on. On 2 or whatever.
Let's say 2. Oh yeah. And then it says
and that's it. So now you create your own config file here, and then you just click when you're done. You just click save, and you save it under the SimBeam plugin in your Xplane folder.
Okay.
And that's it. Then you just need to connect your USB cable, plug in that switch to your Arduino, and boom.
Oh yeah.
It just works.
Yeah.
You don't need to write one single piece of code. Even though it's not hard. I mean, of course I could write this kind of code, but just the thing not easy, to be able to have to do it, it's just brilliant.
Yeah, a lot of people, they don't really, obviously, are not really, really proficient enough to write all that code, or, you know, even if it's going to take a lot of time. So, yeah, no, that looks pretty good.
Even me, I mean, this literally, the first time I tried it, it took me maybe 5 minutes total from the first time I saw the page until I had like one button up and running.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Even if I know how to do it and I would do it myself, there will always be some little problem with something. It would take me at least 3 hours to get probably one button up and running the first time.
Yeah, looking good.
It saves a lot of headache, right?
Yeah, it does.
So now I have all the MCP panel full. Kind of. There's a few buttons missing, but it's buttons which you never use, like CVS.
No, you need to get the navigation display, you need to get the overhead display, you need to get all that kind of stuff.
And I don't have the autopilot disconnect, because that's the one thing you don't do. You don't disconnect autopilot.
No,
right?
I would never do that. No. The more flying hours you make, the less often you disconnect the autopilot. At some point, you only disconnect it in the sim twice a year, because you have to.
Oh my god, no.
Right, say, could you please disconnect the autopilot on base lag? Yeah, and then the base lag, like, right, yeah. So whenever you want, you can disconnect. Yeah. Right, yeah. So better disconnect the autopilot.
Hold on.
Like, no.
Yeah, maybe 50. Maybe you should disconnect now.
Sync
Yeah,
rate.
maybe,
No, no.
maybe 50, 40, 10, boom, touchdown. Okay, I disconnect now, and it's okay. It's
I'll
okay.
think about it. I'll think about it. Yeah, talking
No,
about flying, it's a bit of an episode with flying, isn't it?
it is. Somehow we just went that
Route.
direction, right? That's a bit weird. Didn't see
um,
that one coming.
you infected me a little bit with Explain. Before that, I was playing with VetSim, to
Yeah,
which we will come back in
I
a minute.
I thought you were gonna say something else, but it was.
No, 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 no. It's not today. No. Um, no Ebola. So today, yeah, Explain, very nice. I had it installed already since 2 years. I never used it, obviously, but I'm a real pilot, so you don't need that. And and then you said like, it's nice, and then I used it. But before that, I was using Flight Simulator X, and I think this is going to be a bit of a mix, jumping between Explain and all the peripherals.
The last time I used Flight Simulator was probably 20 years ago, something like that.
Sure.
It's true. I don't even have
Sure.
it.
No, of course.
What's the big difference?
Between the real stuff and Flight Simulator.
No, between Flight Simulator X and then if you tried Explain, is there any difference?
Yeah, Explain is better. It's more actual. Like Flight Simulator is from, I think the last version is 2010, so it's like 10 years old. No, even more. I think 2007 or 2008. It's really old.
Oh, okay.
But
do you notice the difference in like aerodynamic?
yeah,
Or-
Explain is better. FSX is a bit. It's also quite realistic, but not as much as Explain, because Explain has
Okay.
been kept updated.
Yeah, I know it's been updated. I know they take like maybe 100 points, for example, on the wing to measure wing loading and how the more exact aerodynamics on it. But I didn't. I mean, you can add 300 million stuff. It doesn't mean it gets more realistic. But if it does, that's good.
No, it's pretty good game. I well, we can actually look because well, let's go to what I found on Flight Simulator in the last few days. I think last week, last few days. I told you about the so-called VetSim, the virtual ATC, because now
It's the first time I heard about it.
yeah,
Actually.
of course, like IVEO is the first time as well. I can see that on your membership number that it's really new. And
Number 3.
number 2 is
340,000.
is someone we call Luigi. It's number 2. And number 1 is the owner. And I actually gonna switch over to VetSim because I made like a VetSim slideshow for the people who don't know what it is. It's actually a virtual air traffic simulation network. People started to fly online since the internet, the dawn of the internet, and it people wanted to make it really realistic, so they started building virtual ATC. And I tried it like 2003, 2004, but it was really shit because you had to use TeamSpeak and another piece of software for the score code and another piece of software for the position data. And now these days I installed it again, and it's just one small application does everything for you. And if you check the screen, the software in use, you can either be a pilot, which we are, or you can be an air traffic controller. But actually, to be an air traffic controller, you need to be really good at your job for a change. I mean,
Yeah, you need to keep a certain, at least some kind of standard on what you're doing.
yeah, but I was
It will help.
I was super impressed by the quality of the radio, because I did a flight from what was it again? Like 1 week ago from Maastricht. Yeah, from Maastricht to London Stansted. Everyone ever flew with the biggest low-cost airline in Europe. He knows where London Stansted is, I guess. Unfortunately, and it, there was a controller from Brussels and a controller from London and another controller at the tower at Stansted, and they were really super realistic. Even the altitude constraints which you normally get and expect, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Because it was the actual controller.
Maybe it was.
And he was working at the same time As he was doing in What's Him, probably.
Yeah, yeah, he probably does. Like he's uber multitasking. And then I went did some how do you call it? I did some research, and then I found out that as a air traffic controller, you need to do a certain training, and then if you do the training, you can do that stuff. And as a pilot, you do not require any training. But if you go to IVEO, which is so you have VETSIM, which is network number one, and then if you have IVEO, which is International Virtual Airline Organization or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that one is even more serious. Even as a pilot, you need to do training before you can go on the network.
So in What's Him, where
Yeah, in
there you
IVEO.
just join. There
Yeah,
you just join.
yeah.
And they can kick you out, or they don't.
In VETSIM, they can kick you out, but yeah, they can kick you out everywhere. But in VETSIM, you don't need any training. But with IVEO, you need to do like real pilot training, like virtual pilot training.
Yeah.
Before you need to make flying outs with a stupid instructor before you're allowed to go on the network. It's super fucking
really?
serious. Yeah, yeah. It's like because I wanted to sign up with IVEO and say, oh yes, welcome, nice. Please, which region are you? And you will be appointed instructor to do like what?
300 hours instruction. How much does it cost? 500 euro per hour.
Probably, yeah. And then you need to do the exam. Imagine that. Yeah. So serious stuff, but the people are super serious, and I found some photos on the internet. On Reddit, there was a user. This one here, the photo, which is now he's an air traffic controller on VETSIM. And he has like a complete dedicated desk with like 3 monitors, one showing what does it show? Weather information, I think, or whatever it is. And then in the middle, it's like the charts or the area charts. And then on the right is the airport
of
layout.
course, especially if you sit in the tower or ground, you need like one monitor to look visually outside.
Mm.
One for the radar and one for the like slot panels if you have them on the screen, or maybe they even have them like the old school manually. Maybe they do. I don't know. Do they set it up like the manual small bricks they shift around?
Maybe they do. Secretly.
I'm sure some people do.
Fucking hell. And then pilots, they can be very serious as well, because then the next picture, well, that's actually not from a pilot, but it's this is actually from X-Plane, an image.
Sorry. Yeah, now I see the picture you
yeah,
you showed there. Yeah, so you see the wind and everything on that one.
Yeah. It's
That's
pretty how do you call that, complex.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then for the ones who want to know how the pilot looks like, it's like that. The next picture, which is now online, it's like this is from X-Plane, the 737 Zibo expansion. But I mean, the graphics look almost real. Huh?
Well, yeah, from that picture you can't really tell if it's real or not.
No, but it
obviously a bit too good, but
yeah, it is not real. But now you can see it's not real. But it's yeah, really impressed compared to, let's say, 10 years ago. It was nice. Yeah, so I did some flying there, and I was really impressed by this community. And apparently it's a really big community, which became much bigger after the whole Corona shit, because everyone is sitting at home, also the pilots, obviously.
I guess so, yeah.
And yeah, everyone is flying. That's it. That's what I did with VETSIM.
I like it. I mean, we tried it yesterday, and it was...
Yeah, because...
Okay, we didn't actually try so many features of it, but at least we could see ourselves and the other planes, and the whole tracking system, it works really. It's impressive how they build it. I think they updated the whole system just recently, no? Or was that in Ivao? I didn't...
No, this was VETSIM. I'll just switch the browser to the browser view again, and this is VETSIM Live. And if you see like a world chart at the moment, and you see like even in Middle Europe there are like 505 airplanes active, and Eastern Europe is 100 just there, and in the northeastern sector where like Lithuania and stuff, 54 only. But even if you look at the Europe area, it's like, let's see, it's about 650 people at the moment currently airborne.
That's
It's more than real
could be.
life at the moment.
Can you see? Did you have some statistic page? It would be interesting to see how much it was at the same period. I mean, the last couple of months, if it really increased
I
a
don't
lot or
I
not.
don't know. Let's have a look. I see some things here, but I'm not sure if this is. Oh,
Maybe they don't
it's
have
weather
it. But I
conditions.
mean, that would be really interesting to see. I mean, for sure, there's no way it went down at least the last few months. But it would have been cool to see how much it went up. For sure, it went up.
Yeah, I just zoomed in on Europe, and you see like it's full of green airplanes, especially over Germany. And then you see at the moment all the ATC units that are active. And it's now pretty much, if you would fly now from the northern part of the UK, let's say up there, which is at Edinburgh, all the way down to, well, almost Greece. Yeah, Greece or Crete. You fly like 3.5 hours. You would have kind of a constant ATC coverage at the moment.
Yeah, that's pretty bananas.
Yeah, it's
That's pretty bananas. I mean, it almost looks like Flight Radar 24 when you look at it.
it's amazing.
Unless you zoom in a bit, but yeah. Well, actually, now the most weird thing is maybe it's more planes here flying than for real.
Well, I'm pretty sure it is. No?
Yeah, well, it is
Okay.
quite a lot of planes actually up there, even though I'm not flying. But
Let's have a look.
let's have a look. Let's have a look. That must be the first time ever in the history. Well, maybe it's about the same.
History, mankind. Wow, I switched to
Actually,
the browser.
I see 453 if I look over Europe with Flight Radar 24.
Well, to be honest, that's more than I expected. Yeah, so it looks
Because
if I compare them, like I put them here on the browser, like Flight Radar, and then I switch to.
I'm sorry, 402.
Jesus, that's a lot.
And then MLAT, whatever that is, I'm not sure. Maybe that's cars and stuff. Anyway, okay, like 400. And how many was it on WhatSim?
Well, VATSIM over at Europe, it's probably around 600, but worldwide it's 1424. But that's the whole world.
Yes, but that's crazy. It's more on WhatSim than it's in real life.
Yeah.
That's bananas.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's yeah.
Do you think some people are flying the real flights? I mean, like they take off and fly the same route as the real flights at the same time?
People do. People actually do. If
So
you
they race with the real one.
yeah,
In WhatSim?
if you go to the forums, there was on Reddit. There was they have like a subforum, Reddit/FlightSim, and
Yeah.
there are the VetSim guys as well, obviously. And some of them were saying, because there was like a question round going around, like how much do you fly? Do you use any speed up or whatever? And they have to fly real time, because the thing is, in VetSim is real time as well. You cannot just fly to the airspace at Mach 10 or whatever. That would cause issues, obviously.
No. Yeah, that for sure. But I mean, so maybe they match. So or I guess some of them they match the actual flight with the virtual flight.
I think so. Yeah.
So if the flight from whatever Napoli to Stansted taken off at 4, you schedule that your flight at 4. And then they get delayed, and you're gonna delay your flight as well.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I just heard we got a 3.5 hour slot, so we're just gonna sit there.
Live streaming, that's brilliant. Like, yeah, that's nice. What you gonna talk about now for 3 hours in here? Yes, nice.
I'm just
Very
gonna
nice.
ask for another coffee.
But here comes the thing. What you're gonna talk about for 3 hours? Yeah, that's one thing if you're alone, but you're not. So that's where multiplayer comes in, right? In X-Plane, that would be really cool with a shared cockpit solution that is for free. I don't hear you. Why not? Do you hear me? Hello, 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 hello. You can wave your hands if you hear me. Okay, I don't hear you. I don't know why. Did you mute yourself? Hello, hello. Well, my microphone is working. I know that.
I don't know.
Oh,
No.
what are you looking at?
I'll do just this.
No, it doesn't work. Wait, should disconnect the call and then connect it? Or what's the problem? Wait, I checked my. Okay, now I hear you. What happened? I don't know. Now I don't hear you again. I don't hear you. No, I have my settings. It's normal. I don't hear you. You're still muted. You are muted. Yeah, it's very muted. I don't hear anything, but I can sit here and talk for myself a little bit. We. Oh, now I hear you.
Riku.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Stop this. Stop this. What are you doing?
Are you getting nervous? And I'm still there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Still there.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know. Piece of shit.
Maybe your cat chew on the USB cable.
No, he's not there. He's.
Ah.
I don't have a cat here. No.
Oh no. No cat there.
Yeah. What were we saying? Multiplayer.
Yes. Exactly. So we saw that there was 2, right? Well, maybe 1.5. There's some in development at least, so you can play multiplayer. So you can fly 2 in the same flight deck and manipulate the plane at the same time, which should be awesome.
That would be nice, no? That would be
Yeah,
really
just a
great.
simple interface, so you can switch switches. You don't have to see each other. Obviously, that would be a bit.
Yeah, it's like if I just gonna, if you don't mind, I just switch to the browser.
Yeah.
Don't die there because that's. Now my browser's black as well. There's something with. Yeah.
But did you have some problem with the OBS as well?
Yeah. Today it's a problem day, isn't it?
I guess so.
I don't know. Yeah. It doesn't see my. Let me see. Can you see a browser there? Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. OBS has a bit of a. I don't know what it has. Anyway, we are now here at the plugin SDK, like the development kit for Explain, and did some research. It's actually really nice because I guess to make something like this, what you say, you need to get the stuff from one airplane, the input data from one user actually, and send it to the other airplane, and then synchronize it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And they have a nice API here. Like you can, the most important one is probably this one, the data access API, where you can actually get and set the data. So both of them, you can get it, and then you can set the data, manipulate the simulator, and that's actually pretty nice. Today I did some experimentation with getting the data, and you have to do that in C++, or you have to write it. Yeah, it's either C++, C#, or something else. I can't remember. Doesn't matter.
But how do you get it? But do you, in your plugin, do you request the data, or can you get the data when it's changed straight away?
No, you need to request it. You need to poll for it all the time. I can show you the example project.
That's not very efficient, is it?
Yeah, it's the API doesn't push. That's not. It's not gonna work. I'm just gonna see if I can bring it up here because it's still switched on. We need to go to the virtual studio, I guess. This.
But of course, if you have a layer, for example, if you need to switch something, if you have your own data ref that it goes through first.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, one moment. Yeah. Maybe it's like you need to. But yeah, I don't know how that actually, because the API is only that you can get and set. So yeah, you can set it maybe. So but then you need to route the controls to the how do you call to the things? You need to route the whole stuff through the API or something like that, or a separate application which sends it to the APIs.
Mm. Well,
I don't
maybe
know.
you're right. I mean, maybe it's quite enough that it just check for any difference in the data ref every half a second or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just send any updates if there is anyone.
Yeah, I think that's the best. That will be the best, but that's not the case simply.
So even if it's really is
Yeah,
not so
exactly.
efficient, it would be quick anyway.
Yeah,
It wouldn't take any resources basically,
yeah,
just to check
exactly.
two data refs.
I try to let's see if I can bring the virtual studio and I just need to check to display. If I select display capture, that should do it, right? Yeah, there we go. Ah, yeah. Now you can see in my display capture. You can see everything. That's nice. Yeah, and now you can see the source code. This is like source code I made today. This is the source code for a simple plugin, and it's quite simple actually. You know, it's you just need to download the libraries or the header files from Explain, and that contains the whole API instructions. And then you make up the calls, and then you just get the information. And in this case, I just got the information from the simulator and then put it in a window to display. Whatever, you can do whatever you want with it. My idea, but I don't know, because the API, they don't have any network functions, to be honest. It's kind of crap.
But it's kind of weird because it's no, okay, maybe the API doesn't, but Explain itself have it.
It must be, right?
I mean, it has the multiplayer functionality. And I never tried it, so I don't know. But if you cannot reach it with the API, then it's useless anyway, obviously.
Yeah, so I guess you need to put the API to a separate application, and that one needs to send it on to via the network to, let's say, to you, where it needs to be picked up, which is a bit. I think I don't have much experience with it. I'm not a pro.
No, I did it, but it's maybe 18 years ago, 19.
Nice.
It feels like yesterday, though.
I mean, this is like simple UDP client or UDP server, right? That actually works quite quickly. So I don't know. It's very basic, but maybe that's the route to go or not. I think.
Well, you have to start with a few basic functionalities first, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, Vetsim is doing the same, right? Kind of. They have this separate application which is taking the airplane position from Explain and sending it onwards to a server.
Yeah, that's true.
A central server.
Or it has to plug in as well.
Yeah, that's why maybe.
Oh yeah, of course it does. Yeah.
So somehow the plugin is writing it to the maybe via an XML output. Because I saw somewhere that you can write to an XML file, but I think that's gonna be shit, no? Because then you need to read the XML file constantly or the stream. Well, yeah, you can fetch a stream maybe. If you can write to a file, you can also write to a socket. Yeah. Well, anyway.
But it shouldn't be too hard.
No. We'll see.
Well, how long time does you think it takes? A week?
Well,
2 weeks. 2 weeks, I think.
To get this far.
Yeah. Just a basic connection and communication from Explain and some synchronization.
Maybe faster. I don't know. This took me like 3 hours. 2 hours, because my C++ is really rusty. Like I'm.
Yeah, mine as well.
I'm more customized to Java and Python, but whatever. Well, I don't know. It can't be that hard.
No, it shouldn't be that hard.
I mean, I checked the Microsoft Visual Studio. The libraries, they are very comprehensive. Actually, you can do a lot with it.
I haven't opened that for too long. I don't remember. The only thing I did the last 5 years was like Arduino programming, just pure simple C, and that's it. Nothing, no bullshit.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's a bit
That's the best.
easier at least.
Yeah, it is. Right. What else?
What else do we have? Tack. Well, okay, we can continue on the
Yeah.
explain stuff. I just want to mention two things,
Sure.
which is super good. There's one plugin called Web FMC.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is on the explain page, whatever it is, explain.org maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Oh, anyway, probably. One is called Web FMC, and it makes it possible to get the FMC on your on your iPad or your phone, I guess. But the iPad is perfect because it's almost exactly the real size of an FMC on the at least a 737.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can get the picture of it here. No, it doesn't want to connect.
But how does that work
I
then?
don't have Explain.
Because you have the iPad that functions as a CDU, like FMC's.
Maybe. Actually, yeah, I was thinking about that before, and if we're lucky, even his source code is open source. No, probably not. It's for free with a few planes, and Cibo mod is one of them. And then the Pro version, which is free for Cibo.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want it to work with like every plane, I think you have to pay for it.
Okay. Well, it's still okay.
Well, if you go into the webpage, you can show it, but because I cannot see it unless I start to explain, and we all know that to start to explain takes.
Let me see.
It's good, but it takes a while to start it.
Let me see. Where is? I need to scroll down there.
Where did you find it?
No. You sent it to me today, but I can't find it.
Well, I can. Here you go. I can send it in here.
Yeah, just
send it in Discord. Boom.
Ooh, nice. Yes. Okay,
yeah.
let's
So
switch to the browser.
if you bookmark it in, let's say, Safari browser, is the easiest, and then you open the bookmark, then it opens up without any borders on your iPad, so it fills the whole screen. So we have then it's really good because it's nice and easy to click the buttons and letters, everything with just your fingers. Because when you do it in the sim with the mouse, it's really annoying. I find it really annoying anyway to type in everything with the mouse on the FMC.
Tapping is much easier.
Yeah, and it's kind of it's a little bit slower than in reality. Of course, in reality, you can click super fast, and it registers all your letters and numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit slower how it sends the data back and forth, but still, it's 100 times better than trying to click with your mouse on the FMC.
This looks nice. Yeah, I see.
And most people have FMC. I used it on the iPad. My first iPad, an iPad 2, which is from 2011, maybe. And that one still works.
Jesus.
So, I mean, if you have an old iPad, you can get some use for it, and this is perfect.
Yeah, I only have an iPad 1.
It probably works as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, I have a 32-bit, huh? Yeah, it should work.
Yeah. Because, and especially since it's just a web page, this program. You just connected it to your IP of your computer.
Nice.
Voila.
Voila.
What was the other? So that's one good program, and the other one I was gonna mention. Well, it's not so much. Yeah, okay. If you have a Cibo mod, the 737, there is one plugin called Better. 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 Better pushback.
Oh
It's
yeah.
already it's already inside the Cibo mod. You can choose it on your iPad, but you just need to install it separately. So then you can have a real experience. So with the ground staff, they come and they lift you up and they push you back and they point your nose in whatever direction you want.
Because in Flight Simulator, if you push back, I always end up in the grass, like somewhere.
Yeah, but
The
this
guys
one
keep
is super
pushing.
professional. These guys that did do your pushback, they trained for probably 25 years. Really good.
Tough.
They're really good.
Right, yeah, so I trained 25 years of virtual pushing back, and, sometimes it's touch and go, but in general, I'm doing quite fine, so, yeah.
Oh, do you really think there are people doing pushback in virtual
I'm pretty sure they are.
airports?
Like, if you are screwing around with an FMS and ETC and weather and I don't know what, it would be a bit stupid to not have a pushback system in place, right? It's like, oh, I'm gonna be really realistic, but there's no pushback.
And that wait 1 second.
No.
Airplane pushback simulator.
The simulator.
Yes, I mean, is there people actually doing the pushback? Like driving the pushback truck?
Maybe. I was just looking in
I don't know.
my...
I'm not looking down on the people that are doing that. Well, of course I do.
I can't find it here, but I used to have a farm simulator. Like a farm machine simulator.
Yeah. Well, there is one on the iPad store. I find airports flight staff 3D airplanes parking
Oh my god.
simulator game. So you can push and pull the airplane and the finger and the fuel track and all that stuff. So okay, I guess there's probably.
I guess if they have the... I wonder if they would have some add-on package, like the 1.5 meter add-on package and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially if you would need it, you can have it. You can pay. I think it's 22 dollars maybe. You can get an extra long fuel hose, so you don't have to park the fuel truck so close to the plane.
Fascinating.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, I don't have it. Of course not.
Right. About farming or about machinery, we have something really extremely interesting, even more. Maybe it's in the same level as Flight Simulator. No, much worse, I think. It starts with a C.
I think it's one step above, one step below, maybe.
Usually it's above, yeah.
Yeah, so this is worse, so it's below probably.
Cranes?
Cranes.
Actually,
okay. I was thinking like this. So since this is a topic that we know almost nothing about. Okay.
Sure.
We know something, right? Something.
Sure.
So I was thinking, we take this from step one. We take it from the beginning. So just to give some basic history about cranes. Do you know when the first known crane was built, more or less?
No, you?
I do. Well, according to what I read on the internet, at least, it was
the internet.
In Greece, 500 before Jesus Christ.
Really?
Yes, it's true.
And how did that crane look like? I mean, it can't be any.
No, obviously it was not in graphite or anything cool material like that. In wood with ropes, I guess.
A graphite.
That wouldn't
crane,
be so weird. I mean, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, probably a lot of wood and a lot of oh my god, now I'm blind. A lot of wood and a lot of ropes. Yeah, something like that.
Of course, it was powered by humans, I guess, with some pulleys or whatever.
See.
Ropes and gears, perhaps. Maybe.
And even there's like a how do you call it? A community for crane spotters, people who spot cranes. If I switch the screen, I went on the Facebook, And apparently there's still even a not really active crane spotting page. And I think it only had just fell off the screen here. You can't see the amount of likes or people following the page, but it was around, I think, 1,000 or so. Yeah, people are actually really spotting cranes. Liebherr cranes, New Holland cranes, Mammoth cranes.
Yeah, but Liebherr, that's one of a kind, huh?
It is, yeah.
Fun fact, Liebherr has the highest or biggest crane ever built.
Really? Okay.
Yes, if you look at, it's called 357 HC-L.
Jesus.
It's the tallest crane. It can lift up to 18 tons and 44 meters per minute. That's quite impressive.
Yeah.
I cannot relate to that, but it sounds pretty impressive.
I don't want to relate to that. Maybe. This thing.
Oh yeah, they had it when they built the Kingdom Tower in Saudi Arabia,
Ah,
the world's tallest building.
man, you should
apparently.
becoming a professional crane spotter. I think you would be perfect.
Am I not?
Yeah. I don't know if you are. Are you?
What are you showing me? This was interesting. Teletube crane.
Yeah. No, okay. Happy days.
Happy days.
Happy days.
What else can I tell you about this? This is a very fascinating topic. And there is one parallel, which I think is not really true. But anyway, from aviation to cranes. Do you know how many aviation accidents are caused by mechanical failures in percentage?
In percentage?
Yeah, of all the accidents.
It's probably less than 5.
Yeah, it's like 3, no?
Yeah, like the
ish.
Yeah, the lowest.
Yeah, it's not much.
No.
And in like the 50s, maybe it was like 80%.
Mm-hmm.
Mechanical failures.
Yeah.
I would almost assume, without saying too much, that cranes maybe have the same evolution. Now, all crane accidents, there are about 90 crane-related deaths per year, and 11% of them is caused by some kind of mechanical failure. So my point is, maybe 50 years ago, it was like 80% mechanical failure.
Yeah. Obviously, cranes have modernized as well, in my time when I was doing some crane spotting. Oh, shit. Cranes. I mean, when I was seeing some cranes, I was, it was really nice. Yeah. Mechanical cranes without any computers inside.
Yeah,
Old school cranes.
Interesting. Tell me more.
No.
Please.
No.
Yes, please.
Well, what we can do, I see another point, AMD 3000, but I haven't read anything about it.
No, I haven't read too much about it as well, except that I just checked it briefly, everyone says that it's, of course, that's the budget section of the AMD CPUs.
Yeah.
But they say they wipe the floor with the Intel compared versions of it. I think it's 4 cores, 8 threads or something.
Yeah. Do you need a new CPU? I still have my old AMD 2700. Well, it's not that old, but it's.
I have the 3700. Yeah, I do have the 3700. It works really good.
It's really fast, isn't it? I mean, these days you don't really need to update the CPU that much anymore. Right? Those times are gone.
Not much. It doesn't make much difference. But I saw, like, for example, I mean, the only time I really see that I have X amount of cores inside maybe if I render something, but barely.
No.
Everything goes fast. It's not like if you run any random program like for example explain, you will not see any difference and then if you had four cores, five maybe.
No, I mean, mostly it's a graphics card. I mean, if you look at this computer over there, that one, the green one, that was in the
12
time
cores.
where you need 6 kilohertz. It's yeah, but that one needs to be replaced every 2 years or 1 year. Then you add a new one which was twice as fast, and then a new instruction set and whatever. And now it's
Yeah, but
like
that was nice because then you actually saw some difference.
yeah.
Even the monitor you saw a difference on if you bought a new one. You had colors, 3 colors, 4 colors.
This one has one nice color. Easy, simple, nothing special.
There's nothing wrong with green.
It has a refresh rate
green.
of I don't know what refresh rate it is. It looks like probably 50 hertz or 60 hertz, maybe not even.
Well, the one I have is rated for 60. I run it in 80, but that didn't improve much. Huh? What do you have?
The monitor.
Yeah.
120, 144. Yeah, 144.
Oh, you have some kind of gaming setup?
I am a pro. I'm a pro gamer.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You need it for crane simulation.
And flight simulation to see that,
Very
that
important
traffic.
to have the perfect, smooth, when you swing the jib. If you have extended jib on your crane.
Yeah.
It's really important, especially if you lift more than 14 tons, I heard.
Yeah, but you can get a bit sick, air sickness up there if you because then you sweep your long jib and then it keeps going on, like the inertia keeps going on, and then it's like you're like, oh my god, I'm getting sick. There's a lot to be learned about cranes.
Yeah, you don't want to puke in the cockpit. Oh, that's another fun fact. It's called cockpit on cranes as
Really?
well.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Flight deck cockpit. Okay.
Who do you think came up with that first, in the flight deck or in the cranes?
I think cranes, because cranes are older. Yeah, because the airplane only exists like since 100 years or a bit more than 110 years.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was before Christ.
Yeah. No.
He was flying, no? Wasn't he?
Jesus. No, he was walking over the sea.
He walked everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. He had a cheat code.
Give me wings.
Yeah, right. Guranga.
Up, down, left, right. AB.
Jesus.
Maybe. I didn't know. I was just wondering. Maybe cockpit because it's called the same.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Not really. I think we are now at 1 hour already. Fucking hell.
Okay. So we round it up. So for the next week, do we come up with any specific things we will check for the next week? Maybe.
It's like I think it's gonna be further construction, a little bit on the maybe multiplayer MCP stuff. I guess we won't stop at it.
I can get the OBS working next time, and I can do some more. Can check the MCP panel a bit more in detail.
Yeah. That is
now. Now it all broke down. So, but maybe next time it works.
Yeah. Even there it broke down. So today it's a night of breaking downs. Yeah. What else? No, not much. Yeah, just that. I might be looking more into this Google machine learning stuff again, so maybe I have something more to tell about that next week.
Yeah.
That was interesting, but I got a bit interrupted by this explain stuff, but that's okay. It's interesting as well. There's actually so much interesting things to see, huh?
Yeah, I think I will dig a bit into that one as well. It's kind of
it's nice. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I will check the actually I don't even think we need to write anything. There must be already some basic client server modules and must already exist. Why should we do it? When you do everything else copy paste, you might just copy paste the whole program.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe GitHub will save us, I guess.
GitHub, the big savior. Oh, Stack Exchange.
Oh yeah, maybe I don't like it so much.
Oh, I do. It's nice.
Well, I find some useful things there every
Mm.
now and then, but
It's better than the forums where some stupid idiot always like, oh yeah, did you restart the computer? And then it's like one guy asking like, yeah, I started my application, but it doesn't work. And then immediately within 1 minute, oh, just reinstall Windows. Like, fuck you, you know. Like, imagine you need to reinstall Windows for every failure you get on your computer. Some people,
or some people just write uninstall as well, like uninstall yourself from
okay,
the internet.
oh yeah, like that from the internet. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you're not allowed to be here. You didn't do the 3 weeks course, internet course.
No, let's round it up and let's come back
Yeah.
with that next week and some other stuff as well. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it.
What is there else to say?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, so
The end.
the end. Don't forget to subscribe, subscribe at YouTube and at Instagram and
Click the bell
the
button
bell button.
down
Yes,
there.
down there.
No,
It's the other
it's
direction.
there.
Yeah, it's that
Yeah,
direction.
always there. It's always there.
Doesn't matter. It's okay.
Maybe it depends if we have theater mode. I don't know. Could be.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe someday we will have a new logo as well, and music and whatever.
I'm working on
in
it.
Studio. Yeah, I
I'm
saw
working on
some
here. I
stuff.
just need to put it in here as well, inside the computer.
Sure.
Sure.
I'll do the same. Okay, see you all next time and have a good
Yeah.
day.
Have a good
Arrivederci.
night.
Ciao.
Arrivederci. Ciao.